Hi viewers, today we are going to see about the plan for preventive maintenance. Why we are going to see this concept? Most of the service provider, they have to depend upon the plan for preventive maintenance because the service level agreement and also key performance indicator, which are guiding to maintain a very good planned preventive maintenance work for execution in proper manner. Let us see the plan for preventive maintenance here. First and foremost is insight of employee. Suppose a site which contains, especially for the horse service, it contains most of the technical person they are occupying in the prominent position, such as electrical person, electrical technician or electrical engineer, AC engineer, and plumbing and mechanical automation engineer. But in the hospital side, there is one more area which is occurred. It is called biomedical. In the biomedical section, the biomedical engineers which are occupying and they are executing the planned preventive maintenance work in proper manner. So while considering the insight of the employee, the team leader does not consider how many years an employee who is working in a site, because number of years does not give the proper insight of an employee. The employee has insight or experience depend upon the how he is going to solve or how he is going to troubleshoot an issue. Hence, it is the duty of the team leader has to identify an eminent experienced person to frame the plan for the preventive maintenance. Unless or otherwise, the site has to get a demerits due to the poorest execution of the planned preventive maintenance work. The second one is analyze the site. Here there are two types are there. The first one is the service provider has to receive the site from the earlier service provider. That means it is a secondary one to the site is secondary one to the existing service provider. So in this category, there is no issue which is not coming, because already the earlier service provider has to prepare the some documents for overall the site. So he has to, the second or the existing or the new service provider has to review the site analysis only. But in the second cadre, the service provider is the new for the site. The site also new. It is very complicated for the new service provider to analyze the site. Hence, a team which contains a lot of experts, they have to analyze the site in the proper manner. Unless or otherwise, the service provider does not get a proper site analysis within the stipulated framework, and it has to give some demerits to the service provider and also contractor, because the planned preventive maintenance work is in poor manner, the execution also very in poor manner. So the service provider does not give the proper result to the contractor. And analyze the equipment. Now the service provider analyzed the site. Now he has a little bit idea about the site. Now he has the team which contains the experts. They have to interact with the machines. Sometimes most of the equipments it has or they have OM manual. If it is manual is available, OM manual is available, there will be no issue. The team or the expert, they have to easily analyze the status of the equipments. If the equipment doesn't have the organization OM manual, it is a very big issue to the team or the experts of the FM team. What they have to do, they will approach the operator of the machine and they have to analyze the logbook also. And earlier, what was happened to the machine? What is the AMC contract it says about the machine? And whether the outsourced person already conducted any incident or accident which was happened to the machine, especially the repair. and other reports which are related to the machine is or are being analyzed by the expert team of the FM team. Now, both important tasks are finished. The site was analyzed and the equipments were analyzed. The third one is anticipating failures. Now the team which has some idea about the site. So based on that, they have to come to conclusion about the anticipating failure. It depends upon how the machine is working, what is the age of the machine, what is the purpose of the machine, where it is occurred. So based on these cadres or categories, the team has to analyze each and every equipment, and they have to give the suggestion to the team leader. These are all the anticipating breakdown calls which are coming to the forthcoming days. So we have to be ready to face that one. And fourth one is checklist activities. So checklist activities means it is very useful for the technician who are going to execute the planned preventive maintenance work, because in the work order form or work order form, the work order number is there and which place the equipment is occurred and other relevant information are mentioned in the work order form. And in below this information there is a separate columns are there. In that column, related to the equipments, what are all the going to do by the technician for execution of the planned preventive maintenance works are mentioned clearly. So based on that work, the technician has to execute the planned preventive maintenance work. For preparing the checklist activities, mainly they depending upon the OM manual. In the OM manual, the installer, they already mentioned clearly what are all the defects which will come, how they have to rectify that. So everything it is mentioned in the OM manual. And in case the OM manual which are not available or which is not available, what they have to do? They have to refer in the internet with the help of the product number of the equipments and earlier incident report and log books, and the team have to interact with the operator or the technician who are the in charge of the concerned equipments. Now the checklist activities are ready. Then they have to fix the time. Fix the time means when they are going to do the planned preventive maintenance work, whether it may be annually or it may be a half yearly or it may be a quarterly or it may be daily or every month. Depends upon the team how they analyzed the site and the equipments. Now the time is fixed for the equipments for doing the planned preventive maintenance work, and the site also analyzed everything and the equipments also analyzed. Now these will be converted into the schedule. Schedule means when the planned preventive maintenance work is being enforced, whether January onwards or the February month onwards or the June month onwards. So it has to decide by the team with the help of the most of the supervisor and the technician and the engineers and the team leader of the whole team. Training, it is also important concept for the plan for preventive maintenance. So either the outsourcing person or the team itself, they have to give the training to the technician how they have to execute the planned preventive maintenance work, how they have to execute the worksheet, how they are approaching the machine, what are all the important criteria. Suppose in case while doing the execution of the planned preventive maintenance work, if they find any unexpected incident which occurs, how they have to inform to the higher authority, what he has to do, what are all the equipment which are necessary. So these are and other relevant information has to give the training to the technician. If the training is not improper, the technician will not get the proper information for execution of the work. It will be affecting the whole execution of the planned preventive maintenance. And supplier, supplier workshop or supplier training. Either the 3 months or the every month or the 6 months once, we have to invite the material supplier, and we have to explain how we are executing the planned preventive maintenance work in the site, what the service provider is expecting, what the contractor also expecting, and what the material provider they are going to give to service provider. So it helps service provider has to understand the material supplier, and the material supplier also understand the service provider for supplying the material. And stock, there is a needful stock or material we should be keep in the store, because whenever there is a identification of any faults in the machine while doing the EPM, so immediately it should be rectified. Suppose if it is not rectified immediately, this issue will become very big, so the cost will be increased. So the service provider, they will get a bad remark from the contractor because of their negligence. Hence, a needful material stock always keep in the store, and they have to release immediately for execution of the planned preventive maintenance work. The planned preventive maintenance work is a living document, because with the help of these, the service provider has to plan each and every activities, because whenever there is not possible to execution of the planned preventive maintenance work properly, the breakdown, the predictive or the breakdown call slips are raising too much. So when there is a raising of too much of breakdown call slip, it will be remarks to the service provider. So the contractor does not trust the work of the service provider. Hence, the planned preventive maintenance work has to be reviewed either every year or the 2 years or third year, because new instrument which has to be installed in the site, and outdated equipment which will be packed into the outside of the site. So it has to be updated while reviewing the documents, reviewing the documents of the planned preventive maintenance work. The planned preventive maintenance work is being executed by the hard service people only. The soft service people does not have to execute the planned preventive maintenance work, because the hard service are occupied by the specialized person, such as engineer. Most of the engineers, technically qualified persons they are. So they are maintaining the physical structures of the building. Hence, they have to plan the preventive works in proper manner. Unless or otherwise, they have to get a lot of issues in the site, and the contractor never trusts to give the forthcoming contract to them. Thank you very much.